Yo, Giants Nation, what's good? Strap in, because we're diving into the heart-pounding world of New York Giants football with some massive news that's shaking up the roster. The Giants just made a bold move, signing a familiar face to fill a gaping hole left by a devastating injury. We're talking special teams, we're talking wide receiver depth, and we're talking about the fight to keep Big Blue's playoff dreams alive in 2025. Can the Giants overcome this setback and turn it into a comeback story for the ages? Grab your jerseys, hit that subscribe button, and let's unpack this blockbuster update. Who's ready to rally behind the New York Giants? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's get this Big Blue party rolling. All right, Giants fans, let's cut to the chase. The New York Giants are shaking things up after a gut-wrenching injury rocked the team during Sunday's practice. Wide receiver and special teams ace Bryce Ford-Wheaton went down with season-ending Achilles tear, leaving a void in the roster and a question mark over the team's special teams unit. But GM Joe Schoen and head coach Brian Dable didn't waste a second, signing fan-favorite gunner Olszewski to step into the spotlight. If that name sounds familiar, it's because Olszewski's been a spark plug for the Giants since 2023, and now he's back to make waves. This isn't just a roster tweak. It's a statement that the Giants are ready to fight through adversity and keep pushing toward a postseason run. So what's the deal with this move? How does it impact the team? And can Olszewski be the X factor that keeps Big Blue special teams elite? Let's break it all down with the latest New York Giants news, straight from the heart of East Rutherford. First, let's talk about the injury that sent shockwaves through Giants Nation. Bryce Ford-Wheaton, a 24-year-old wideout and special teams contributor, was poised for a breakout year in 2025. After signing as an undrafted free agent in 2023, he earned a spot on the 53-man roster last season, playing in 12 games and logging 208 special team snaps. His athleticism, clocking a 4.38 40-yard dash at his West Virginia Pro Day, made him a key gunner on punt coverage, and he was starting to carve out a role as a depth receiver. In 2024, he caught 4 passes for 62 yards, showing flashes of big play potential. But during Sunday's practice on July 27th, disaster struck. According to Giants.com, Ford-Wheaton suffered a torn Achilles, an injury that typically takes 9 to 12 months to recover from. Just like that, his season was over before it began. It's a brutal blow for a young player who was turning heads in camp, reportedly outpacing veteran Darius Slayton in drills. Giants Nation, how are we feeling about losing Ford-Wheaton? Can the team rally around this setback, or is this a sign of more injury woes to come? Drop your thoughts below. Enter gunner Olszewski, the 28-year-old speedster who's no stranger to Big Blue. Signed by the Giants in 2023 as their punt return specialist, Olszewski brought serious juice to the special teams unit before a groin injury sidelined him for the entire 2024 season. Now, he's back and ready to pick up where he left off. Let's talk numbers to set the stage. In 2023, Olszewski played 76 special team snaps of Giants, handling 23 punt returns for 282 yards. That's an impressive 11.9 yards per return, good for 7th in the NFL that year. He also had 7 fair catches and, oh yeah, a 94-yard punt return touchdown against the Cardinals that had MetLife Stadium erupting. That play alone showed why Olszewski's a game changer, weaving through defenders like he was playing Madden on rookie mode. His experience as a return specialist and backup receiver makes him a perfect fit to step into Ford-Wheaton's role. But the question is, can he stay healthy and deliver the same spark? Giants fans, are you hyped to see Gunner back in action? Let's hear in the comments. Now, let's zoom in on the special teams picture, because that's where this move really hits home. The Giants special teams unit was a bright spot in 2024, ranking 12th in DVOA, defense-adjusted value over average. Per Football Outsiders, current return specialist Emir Smith-Marsette has been holding it down, averaging 10.2 yards per punt return and 26.8 yards per kickoff return last season. But depth is everything in the NFL, and Olszewski's return gives a Giant a proven backup who can step in if Smith-Marsette gets banged up or needs a breather. Plus, Olszewski's got receiving chops. Don't sleep on his 12 career catches for 156 yards across 5 NFL seasons. In a pinch, he can line up in the slot or run jet sweeps, adding versatility to an offense that's still finding its rhythm under Russell Wilson. Speaking of which, I checked ESPN and New York Giants news for updates, and there's buzz that offensive coordinator Mike Kafka is leaning into quick passes and screens to keep defenses honest. Could Olszewski be a sneaky weapon in those packages? What do you think, Giants Nation? Should gonna get some offensive snaps or keep him locked in on special teams? Let's not forget the bigger context here. The Giants are coming off a brutal 3-14 season in 2024 with an offense that ranked 31st in scoring at 16.1 points per game. Dable and Schoen are under intense pressure to turn things around, and every roster move counts. Losing Ford-Wheaton hurts, especially with injuries already piling up. Giants.com reported that wideout Jalen Hyatt missed practice with cramps, and Wan'Dale Robinson and Brian Burns had a scary collision but avoided serious injury. The Giants can't afford to lose more playmakers, especially with stacked NFC East featuring Jalen Hurts' Eagles and Dak Prescott's Cowboys. But bringing back Olszewski is a savvy move. His $1.2 million one-year deal is low risk, and his familiarity with special teams coordinator Michael Gobriel's system means he can hit the ground running. Still, there's a catch. Olszewski's injury history is a red flag. That groin issue in 2024 kept him on injury reserve all year, and at 28, he's got to prove he can stay on the field. Giants fans, do you trust gonna stay healthy and make an impact? Or are we one injury away from a special teams crisis? Let's talk strategy for a second. Special teams often get overlooked, but they can swing games. In 2024, the Giants won 2 games by a field goal or less and clutch special teams plays, like Smith-Marsette's 38-yard kickoff return to set up a game-winning drive against the Rams, made the difference. Olszewski's return touchdown in 2023 was a momentum shifter. And with the NFL's new kickoff rules in 2025 emphasizing more returns, his experience could be huge. NFL.com notes that the new rules have led to a 60% increase in kickoff returns league-wide during the first week of camp. So players like Olszewski and Smith-Marsette are more valuable than ever. Dable's been preaching adaptability, and you can bet Gobriel's drilling the special teams unit to exploit every opportunity. Imagine this. Late in the fourth quarter, Giants down by 3. Olszewski fields a punt at the 20, jukes 2 defenders, and takes it to the house. MetLife goes wild, and Big Blue steals a divisional win. That's the kind of moment we're dreaming of, Giants Nation. Can you picture it? What's your bold prediction for Olszewski this season? Now, let's connect this to the bigger picture for the New York Giants. The offense is banking on Russell Wilson to rediscover his Seattle magic, with Malik Neighbors looking like a superstar in the making. ESPN reported he burned cornerback Paulson Adebo for a 50-yard touchdown in camp. The quarterback room, as we covered last time, is stacked with Wilson, Jameis Winston, Jackson Dart, and Tommy DeVito, but it's still a work in progress. Defensively, Dexter Lawrence is coming off a 9-sack season, and rookie linebacker Abdul Carter is turning heads with his speed. But special teams could be the glue that holds it all together. Olszewski's signing isn't just about replacing Ford-Wheaton. It's about maintaining an edge in the third phase of the game, with tough matchups against the Eagles, Cowboys, and Commanders looming. Every yard matters. And let's not forget the fan energy. Giants Nation showed up 80,000 strong for the open practice at MetLife, per Giants.com. That's the kind of passion that fuels this team. So, Giants fans, how big a role do you think special teams will play in getting us back to playoffs? One more thing to chew on. The Giants' depth chart is still a puzzle, with Ford-Wheaton out. The receiver room leans heavily on Neighbors, Slayton, and Wan'Dale Robinson, with Isaiah Hodgins and rookie Bose Collins fighting for snaps. Olszewski's return gives them flexibility, but also raises questions about roster cuts. Only 53 players make the final roster, and with DeVito potentially on the bubble at QB. Could we see more surprises? New York Giants news mentioned that undrafted rookie running back Cam Spitabo has been impressing, which could complicate things further. Schoen's got some tough calls ahead, and every practice rep is a chance for players like Olszewski to prove they belong. Giants Nation, who's your dark horse to make the roster? And should the Giants look for another receiver to bolster the depth? Hit the comments with your hot takes. As we wrap this up, let's reflect on what this move means for the New York Giants. Losing Ford-Wheaton stings, but signing Olszewski shows this team isn't backing down. It's about resilience, adaptability, and seizing every opportunity to win. The 2025 season is a chance to rewrite the narrative after last year's disappointment, and players like Gunnar Olszewski, grinders with something to prove, are the heartbeat of this squad. From Wilson's deep balls to Neighbors' acrobatic catches to Lawrence's dominance in the trenches, this team is building something special. But it's up to us, Giants Nation, to bring the energy and push them forward. So let's make some noise. What's your biggest hope for Olszewski this season? How do you see the Giants bouncing back from this injury? And who's the one player you're watching in camp? Drop it all in the comments, and let's keep the big blue fire burning. If you're pumped for this New York Giants news and can't wait for more updates, smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a beat. Share this video with every Giants fan you know, because we're building a movement here. Let's pack MetLife, cheer our hearts out, and show the NFL that the Giants are back. Go Big Blue.